Jesus made a statement in the book of John. And when he made this statement, when I read it, I was afraid of what I was reading because it created some theological problems for me. And it made me very concerned about my education because it showed that I was miseducated. To be miseducated means that you are an expert in foolishness. And I'm speaking now seriously as a man who's been called by God to help you come out of the darkness of the struggles that you've been going through, like I was going through as well, of religion. Jesus made a statement that also made me understand that it's possible to be so busy on doing something wrong you think it's right. And sometimes you've been doing something wrong so long, you're afraid to change it even though you know it's wrong now, because you might upset some people. Nothing is worse than self-deception except knowing you deceive and still being deceived. And Jesus made a statement. He said, and I'm going to read this verse in a minute through the series, but he said the words. He said, from the time of Adam all the way to Moses and all the way to John the Baptist, he says, the law and the prophets have been preached. From the time of Moses to the time of John the Baptist, the law and the prophets have been preached. This verse changed my life. He says, but now. Everybody say, but now. In other words, Jesus cut off and stopped a dispensation in one statement. He closed an entire era in one statement. He said from the time of Moses all the way to John the Baptist, right where he was right next to Jesus, Jesus said the law and the prophets were preached. What was preached? Say it loud. A little louder, please. Say it slow and loud. The law and the prophets. Now, what do they refer to? The law is referring to all the ceremonial laws that were laid out by God to Moses to give to the priests concerning the tabernacle, concerning the attraction of the presence of God on earth, concerning men reaching out to God. All the laws that are in the Old Testament, that's what Christ's referring to. All the laws of the Mishnah and the Torah and the Pentateuch. Pentateuch means five. Pentateuch means five. Pentateuch is referring to the first 5 books of the Bible. What are they? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Okay. Now those 5 books are called what? The Pentateuch. Now these books contain the law, and after them you have what they call the prophets. So the prophets really begin at the end of the 5th book. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. After Deuteronomy, then you have what? Joshua. From Joshua all the way to Malachi is referred to as the prophets. These are the books that refer to the prophecies about the Messiah coming. So the Bible is not a complicated book. First 5 books deals with the law, and then after that, from Joshua to Malachi deals with the announcement of the coming of the king. That's why it's called prophecy.